Hello there, everyone. Welcome to Christopher's Entertainment Blog. I am your host, Chris. Welcome to my recap and review video for Agent Carter. This is season 2. It is episode 4. It's entitled Smoke and Mirrors. So, this episode, guys, I have to say, I thought it was a okay episode. Wasn't a great episode. I actually prefer the first, 3 episodes to this one. I really felt like this one was doing. There was a lot of stuff going on in the episode, but I really felt like nothing. It wasn't really going anywhere. There was a lot of stuff happening, but it wasn't going anywhere. That's the way I felt. Anyway, so I mean, not until like the end, where you have Whitney Frost and she kills the dude, that Hunt guy. I mean, it didn't really go anywhere else though. I mean, it didn't really advance too much anything else. The one thing though that I will say that I did like about this episode is that I really enjoyed the flashbacks. I thought they were really strong, very well done. And I have to say, um, the flashback with Peggy and, showing her as a child with her brother. I mean, I didn't know she had a brother. So it was, that was very interesting. And, to see that, she's really always craved this sense of adventure. Um, and, then she grew up and she became a code breaker. I didn't realize that either. And then, she basically was going to settle down. Is what she was going to do. But I guess deep down she didn't really want to. Her brother, comes to her and says, I wanted you for the SOE. And that letter that she got, I mean, that was basically her brother, recruited her for that. Well, not recruited her, but he he wanted her to join the SOE. So, um, basically referred her to that. So, I thought that was interesting, and and he says to her, this is not really you. I mean, you want it's adventure and something more, and those scenes were great. I really enjoyed those scenes, and especially the scene then where she's has the wedding gown on, and her mother goes outside, and then she knows what's happened, that her brother's been killed, and that whole scene I thought was very well done. Haley Atwell did a great job there, and it was emotional. I mean, I thought she did an excellent job there. Um, so I mean, the flashbacks with Peggy I thought were great. The whole the flashback with Whitney Frost as well. I thought was very interesting to find out that this character of Whitney Frost was basically this she's like a genius. I mean, she's creating like these blueprints and everything that I mean for something that looks very similar to the arc reactor. I mean, I don't know if Howard Stark gets those plans somehow. I don't know how he's affiliated with that, but I mean it looked very similar to an arc reactor. I don't know what she's building. But it's very complex, and you find out that she's like a genius, but she wants to go to Oklahoma University. They won't accept her because she's a female, which is just ridiculous. Um, but those, the flashbacks then with her, you know, and her mother, I know a lot of people were saying, well, her mother was just trying to prepare her for whatever in life. Yeah, I get that, but I still feel that her mother was terrible, a terrible uh, human being. I mean, I really do. To treat a child that way. Um, so I didn't really like the whole mother per se. I mean, I think she's just a terrible human being, really. Um, but I mean, I kind of understand what she was doing, but I think she's just going about it the whole wrong way. But we get to find out, that Whitney Frost goes to Hollywood and how she gets recruited, for to do films and all that. So that's interesting. So the flashbacks I thought were excellent. Um, the whole scenes where Whitney Frost is going very dark this episode was great. I mean, her experimenting on those poor little rats. I mean, was you know. So I mean, you see, I mean, she's like a scientist that she would actually want to do that. She would actually want to experiment to find out why she has these powers now and how to use them. So it makes sense that she would try to figure that out, and her, experimenting how to trigger them, and what happens when you do this, and whatever. So that was cool. And then by the end of it, she's going full on dark. I mean, her closing the curtains on that, and you knew she was going to kill that Hunt guy. I mean, she's going around the room closing the curtains. I knew that something was going to go down. So that whole ending scene was great. Other things I did like, though, I did like seeing Vernon Masters. Uh, that whole scene with him and Peggy was great. Um, and that guy who plays Vernon Masters, what's his name? Kurtwood Smith. He's great. He's great anyway. Yeah, he's a good actor. But those whole scenes were really well done, and you can see like the tension building there. Like Vernon, he knows um, that Peggy's going to be someone that's going to be hard to deal with. Um, Not like Jack Thompson. Even though I think Jack is coming around, I think he's understanding that something's up. But Masters, he knows that Peggy's not going to be a pushover like Thompson is. So even Sousa, I mean, even Sousa tells him to get out. So those scenes were really well done. I have to say, the stuff with Jarvis is always excellent. Seeing Jarvis, helping out that, Dr. Wilkes or whatever, with the equations, was very interesting. Like, Jarvis is like someone that's always there. I mean, he's helping Peggy with everything. He's like a sidekick, basically, for Peggy. He's always around, always helping out in any way he can. The Wilkes guy, I'm very skeptical of this Wilkes guy now. I mean, he's always trying to make the moves on Peggy. It's weird. I mean, it's like there's not a second that goes by that where he's trying to seduce her in some way. So it makes me think like maybe this guy's a bad guy. I mean, who knows? I mean, so I mean, I don't really trust this guy. I don't fully trust him. Um, there's just something off about him for me, and their chemistry's not. It doesn't work for me personally. Um, So, I miss seeing Howard Stark. I miss seeing Howard Stark in this episode. He was in the last episode. I thought he was did really well. Great job. This episode he wasn't there. It was kind of strange not seeing him around. I mean, that was odd. Um, but some of the other things other things I might have liked. Um, there wasn't too much other than that. Like the ending scene was great. But yeah, guys, overall, I think this episode was an okay episode. It wasn't spectacular. It wasn't great or anything. But it was okay. But this doesn't seem like it was really doing much. I mean, the whole torture scene thing, though, that was interesting to see that Peggy really pushing the limits and going over the line a little bit to try to get what she needs to get, because she knows something's going down with that men's club, or I forget the name of the club now, but um, she knows something's going down with this group of these guys here, but she can't quite pinpoint, and she's trying to get the information. So she gives him, the this injection. So she's not going to go extreme, but she's just going to give him the injection to make him think that she has gone extreme. So that I thought that was fun. And we find out that Howard makes all these like terrible inventions anyway, and it was just another invention that he tried to make that just was bad, and it just gives somebody a really bad cold. I thought it was kind of funny as well. But yeah, overall, okay episode. But yeah, that will do it for me for this week, guys. If there's anything I might have missed, please write in the comments below. Also, please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Would appreciate that. But that will do it for me for this week. I am Chris for Christopher's Entertainment Blog. Thanks a lot, guys. Take it easy.